You're live.
Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning, December 5th. We are in Prescott Valley. That's how you say it, right? Prescott? Or out-of-towners call it Prescott, but you guys call it Prescott, right? Prescott Valley, Arizona. And we were fortunate enough to get invited to come up to this little woodworking group. And Vicki and I were excited to come up here and just spend some time, hang out, and make some sawdust and have some fun. And so you guys may have seen our live on YouTube last night. We were downtown at the courthouse and having some fun. And anyway, so we have a little group here. A few people show up. There might be a couple more people come. And I think Vicki's just going to kind of go around the room and people are going to tell their life story one at a time. No. Put them on the spot. Anyway, just kind of introduce themselves and then we'll kind of see what happens. Here we go.
Let's start here.
Hi, I'm Ed, and this is my little shop here. And, you know, it's the club shop, Prescott Valley Woodworkers Club. And this is where some things are made, but everybody else has a shop. So we all have fun and share with each other what we make. So.
Okay, let's go around.
Excellent. That was too many words, Ed. Sorry.
Good morning, I'm Steve.
Talk
And
up.
I'm sorry?
Speak up.
Louder?
Yeah.
I'm Steve, and I'm from Prescott, not Prescott Valley. And I have a nice shop over there.
You've been with us
Nice
for
to
a
finally
long
meet you
time.
both.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, hi,
Miss
I'm
Vicky.
Vicki. Steve has, my husband and him have the shop together. So I just come over every once in a while, see what they're doing.
My name's Randy, and I live in Prescott, and love cutting signs and
Good.
enjoying doing this. So
Excellent. Cool.
My name is Nathan Hussey. I have the shop with Steve. We share together. We make boxes and signs and just have a good time.
Oh, there you go.
I'm Jim, and I do a lot of different kinds of woodworking, about 10 years.
I'm Michael, and I'm from Dewey, and I just came to learn. I want to thank Eric for coming down.
My pleasure.
I'm Jay. I live in Prescott Valley, and I just work with wood for a hobby and come here to get ideas and exchange ideas.
Excellent.
I'm Jessie Banner. I've done a little bit of woodworking, but I married him, and he does a lot of construction and woodworking, so.
I'm Jay Banner, and yeah, I do a little bit of anything having to do with wood, and try new things, learn new things, and making signs is a lot of fun. And
Okay.
So Jason.
So Jay is the one that invited us up. We met, well, that must have been about April when I was down at Woodworkers Source. It was just before this whole COVID thing hit. Yep. It was right at the beginning of it. And did a little demo down at Woodworkers Source, had a blast, and I met Jay and some other people. And so we were hoping to do some more demos last year. I'm hoping that this next year that things open up, and you know I could go off on that, but I'm hoping things open up to the point where we can get out more and do more of this kind of thing. So if you are within driving distance and you have a little woodworking group like this, just let me know. I'm happy to work it out. And yeah, somebody's hiding in the background there.
Hiding in the background.
Someone's-
We're gonna catch her. Okay, hold on. Wait. Come
Oh,
back there.
oh,
Just say hi.
nobody's getting
What's
off.
your name? Hi, Chip McNichol. And Ed's other half. She snuck in the back there.
the better half, right?
Yeah. All right.
So what we're going to do today, I'm just going to do a little bit of demo to start off with and do some carving. I've just got a sample Live to Ride sign here. I'm going to do some carving, and then I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've never done this before. As far as I think we've got a good sized group, but I don't think it's so big that anybody that wants to come up and literally put the router in your hand and give it a shot, I'm absolutely good with that. I'd like it to be more interactive. If you guys have specific things that you want to see me do or that you're having difficulty with or whatever, that I can.
Still live, so we're gonna.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we're gonna, as far as and I was saying that for the camera. As far as what we've done here live right now, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and shut this down, and we're going to put this all together, post it on YouTube later on, maybe next week, maybe the week after, just kind of depends. But again, if you guys are open and you're within, a few hours driving distance of where Vicki and I are, we'd love to come out and meet you guys and do demos, and it's what we love to do. So anyway, guys, enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. And thanks so much. If you have questions on this or anything else, Eric@makeawoodsign.com. I answer questions a lot. So it's another thing that I love to do. And we're just going to have some fun, play around, make some sawdust. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And Merry Christmas, everybody. We love you.
Bye,
we'll see you
guys.
on the next one. Bye-bye. See, again, that's one of the biggest reasons I like the DeWalt is, I can really find just that good. I'm not really used to the Makita or the little rack and pinion, and just don't feel like I can really get that thing final just.
Was the length on the DeWalt not bright enough for you, so you felt like you had to add that? Or?
Correct. Yeah. That really, right now it's perfect. I got the sunshine on me. But yeah, that's exactly right. That's the reason I put the little fairy lights in there.
Yeah. You'll have to do that on mine.
Now,
The older I get, the harder it is for me to see.
and you know what? Again, I realized this maybe about 10 or 15 years ago is this and having the right amount of light. I went for a long time. It's like all of a sudden my lines, I do something, I look at my lines, I'm going, that's not as good as I used to do. What's going on here? And then I don't know what happened. I had a magnifier or something. I picked it up and I go, oh my gosh, I can see what I'm doing. Yeah. And then the light thing, it just makes all the difference. Again, this is my Oki way to do it, but you can also, I've done it with a little $5 desk lamp that's got the flexible head in it and stick it right down in there.
I use the light on my magnifier.
Right?
But again,
Yeah.
sure be nice if it was down at the workspace.
This is my favorite so far. I did have I used to have a little book light thing that was a rechargeable book light thing that I had on there, and it works good. But I just found that they kind of go bad after a while, and these are like $5 or $6 for a box of 6 of them, and it's like
Yeah, where do you get them? Amazon? Or
Amazon. Yeah.
I put a little under cabinet light, like strip light, that I mounted. I put it on the wall right above the counter height.
Uh-huh.
And it shines right from the back, and it lights it up. Really
So
well.
it's shining this way.
It's down low, like this.
Oh, really?
And and I'm working right in front of it, and it just.
But it doesn't blind you.
No, not at all.
It's not so bright
it
that
lights it up really well.
There you go. Yeah, and it's funny.
I had an extra one from when I worked on my house, and I'm like,
we go into a place like Harbor Freight or Tractor Supply or even Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever. I go right over to the lighting area and just see what kind of new lighting things they've got. It's just
Oh, that's cool. Now, are you Velcroing these in, or?
No, it's a two-sided tape, and it's a Scotch brand Extreme two-sided tape, and that stuff is amazing. It's made for exterior, actually.
Wow.
I put it in exterior applications, and it just comes. You can turn it.
Right.
A lot of the other routers you can't do that. It only goes on one way. But I always have to be aware of not only what I can see, but what can be seen on the other side because of the camera. Yeah. But most of the time, if I'm carving, I'd rather have this actually turned around to where this was toward me and the cord was going the other way most of the time. All right. Let's see.
Now, what about something like this? if I wanted to get a broader.
That's a little drill master, huh?
Right, yeah. You make a plate for that?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. The trick about those drill masters, somebody was just asking me the other day, is I'm really big on opening up the back side so that the sawdust, because you know this isn't opened up when you buy it. This is all closed in, and we open this up so you can not only have light come in, but have the sawdust go out. But I haven't done that on my drill master, just a couple different reasons. Number one is that I don't use it very much. I've got, I don't know, you guys probably seen on the video, I've got probably a dozen of these things. So I just don't see any, I haven't really busted this out for a while. But the thing that makes me nervous is if you open this up, then all you've got is this plastic on the sides holding, and I just don't know how solid that's going to be. So I think if I were going to open it up, and a lot of people like this is an edge guide deal here, I think. If I were going to open it up, I think I would probably just kind of open it up with a hacksaw rather than with a big 2-inch
Okay. All right.
hole saw there. I think I would just and try and leave as much around there as possible. But honestly, it's open pretty good in the front, so I'm not sure. I just haven't worked with it a lot. So
You
Yeah,
can
I
always
just
go on
wanted to-
Amazon and order an extra base plate for it, and then you'd have one that you have modified for routing.
yeah, depending
I
on
they're
guess
pretty
they have bigger
inexpensive.
ones. I didn't look. So.
depending
Yeah.
on what the housings cost. The weird thing is when I've looked at housings, extra housings for the DeWalt, they're as much as the whole damn router and everything. They're like $150.
Wow.
It's like, what? And that's just for the housing. It's like, no, it just doesn't make any sense. But the thing with this is, this is all metal. There's still plenty of support there here, even with this gone out here. And once it's attached to the base, then you're all good. But yeah, we do have so what you would do on this, in fact, Dad made a video on this. You take this bottom piece off, and then this plate goes right in place of this bottom piece.
Okay.
Yeah, it just screws right in. But we've got the base plate for that as well.
All right. Great.
Okay. All right. Enough goofing around. All right. So I need to put. I think I need my.
When he's doing it.
That's my carving liner bit.
It doesn't bother me.
So
When I first saw
this is
it,
a profile bit, the one that I would use for almost all of the
put your head on his shoulder.
the bigger detail in here. But
Get in where you can
see,
what
do
you're
I
doing.
have a? Yeah, there's my carving liner.
And it does help.
So if you
if
guys
can
want
get
to
in, you can actually
see the
it
difference between the carving liner and the profile bit, I'll throw both of them up here. If you guys, well, that's an older profile bit. So see how much wider this one cuts than this one does? This is the carving liner, and that's the one that I use for my super fine detail, which would be down, and I'll do the rest of these letters. And then once that's done, then I'll switch back to the profile bit, because the profile bit will do everything else. Which over here on this side, yeah. See, this is just again, this is just a scrap board that I wanted to use as a demo thing. So let me swap that bit real quick. You know what? Let's use, so I don't have to swap back and forth. I'll leave that profile bit in there. Oh, is that the?
Yeah.
Holy moly! Look at that monster.
Wow. I just wanted to unbalance it. How much was that battery?
Darn.
$100.
Yeah, about.
Yeah.
Turn it on, see if it works.
I don't see why that wouldn't work. No, I mean it's not that much different there. I think if you were doing a lot of this kind of thing, you know, where you were making inside points or outside points, then it might be but the fact that these handles are down low, I don't see any problem with that. I think that would work fine.
Daddy's getting a rudder for Christmas.
Yeah, I think that thing would work just fine. Holy moly, that thing is a monster.
Yeah, and there's one bigger than this.
Is it
This
really?
is my weed eater.
So
yeah.
what's that? A six amp hour battery? Or
Yeah,
6 amp hour? Yeah.
Did you say that was for a weed eater?
Oh yeah, I use this in a weed eater with there's actually a 9. It's even bigger.
Wow.
But
Yeah, I think that would work just fine on there.
yeah, I had to be a salesman for DeWalt. Almost
Yeah. I think I've sold a few DeWalt routers too.
Yes, you have.
Over the years.
Right
Yes,
now
you
you
have.
can't hardly
How does-
even
how
find
does-
DeWalt routers.
How does the DeWalt compare to the, the one you like,
Makita.
Makita?
The Makita? I like the Makita. I do. I don't like it as well as the DeWalt, but the main reason is the depth adjustment. There's just something about this as far as the depth adjustment where the Makita is like a rack and pinion. And it works, but I feel like I can get more. I'm just so used to this. If I
Finer adjustment.
yeah, the fine adjustment. I think
Oh,
Just a bulb. Christmas bulb.
if I
You bought it.
if I had started with the Makita, but the Makita's got, I think the Makita is 6.5 amp, I think, and this is 7 amp. So virtually they're the same as far as power goes. So yeah, I like the Makita too. I use mine all the time. All right.
oh, how'd you open these up? Did you?
A 2-inch hole saw, 2-inch metal cutting hole saw. We normally do it in the drill press. Dad worked up a jig on it, and then the straight part is just a hacksaw.
Yeah.
So once that's done, then just a hacksaw.
Cool.
Yeah, super
I did
simple.
mine freehand because I didn't have a drill press, and it's pretty easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's not hard to do at all.
Yeah, like with mine, I've got a Makita, and with mine the bolt that holds on like a rail. It was perfect center hole, and I just drilled it right in it, and there was a pilot hole.
Perfect.
It was super easy.
And so you used a hole saw, but
just
with a
the
hand drill.
cordless.
Yeah, yeah. It's not hard to do, and you can do it. Literally, you don't need a drill. You can do it with a hacksaw. Just draw 3 marks, and do it with a hacksaw, and have a square hole in there. Doesn't matter.
Dang you.
What?
That's where all my pencils
I thought you put those in there.
Yeah, right.
Laser.
Well, I guess I'm gonna need a chair of some kind.
Stool.
A stool.
How tall would you?
Yeah, one of those would probably work. Please.
You use air to blow the dust away?
Most of the time, yeah, but
He carves outside most of the time, so we don't worry about a dust collection system.
No, but keeping the field of vision
Seeable.
clean.
Oh yeah, he blows it off.
He brushes the brush.
yeah,
Our
I've got
dust
couple
our
brushes.
dust collection system is about 16 years old, and she's really good.
broom and dustpan.
Broom and dustpan. That's right. Oh, actually, she's 17 now, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. All right.
That's one of the skills learned in woodworking.
That's
is
That's
right.
right. That's where we
Broom
all
and
started,
dustpan.
right?
Yeah,
Okay, so let's see. Are you guys going to be able to see all right like that? Oh, you know what? We can open that door now if
Yeah,
you
we
want.
can open that. I'm not on it.
In case somebody else shows
Open
up.
the big door.
That'll give us some
that'll
more
let
light.
a lot of light in.
Either
Whatever
way,
you guys
it's
want.
good.
Yeah,
However
big
you
door's
want to do
cool.
it, we're good.
Doesn't matter. It's warming up. Now.
Warming
Whatever
up,
you
yeah.
want to do.
Hey, that's cool.
That's cheating.
That's the way to do it.
There you go.
That's cheating.
Let there be light.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah, and there was light.
All right, let's
this
Except there
is
was somebody
going.
outside.
This is just going. So
So no cursing again?
Oh wow, there's all kinds of light now.
Is that too much?
No, it's fine. It's good.
Sure, that's great, thanks.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Those routers turn
Well, yeah, it has 2 LED lights in here. Like when I turn, oh wait a minute, this is the, see, this is the Porter cable, so it doesn't. If you look here, that's the thing about the Porter cable. Here's where the lights would be if it was a DeWalt. So if you look at the DeWalt, it's weird. If you look at the DeWalt, the casing's the same. The lights are in there. In the Porter cable, they just don't put the lights in. I think it's a little less expensive, the Porter cable 450 than a 611. So, but the DeWalt's do come with little LED lights, but the fairy lights, I added those on. Those are my kind of my Okie rig add-on thing there.
Trick to a straight line is anchoring one side with your finger. Is that what you do? Or?
I think the trick for me is having as much contact with the board at the same time that I have in contact with the router. You can see I've got, and I don't know, I don't even think about it, but I've got more of my hands on the board than I do on the base plate. And I'm just trying to guide that thing where I want it to go.
Does that bit try to guide the router at all?
Like climb
Certain
or
wood.
anything like that?
In certain woods, yeah. If you had like a vertical grain and a real hard grain,
oak
it
or
would.
something?
And this particular bit is, like I say, is the carving liner, which only has one flute. I use this only for specific things, really super fine detail. I probably, in fact, now that I look at it, I probably did carve these with the profile bit, and I'll always use a profile bit, other than now. I'll always use a profile bit over the carving liner if it'll fit, but it cuts a wider groove. The reason I like the profile bit, number one, I can go as deep as I want to go. With this, because it's only single flute and it is really narrow, if I go more than 1/8 of an inch, I'm taking a chance that it might break off the tip. Especially if I'm in a hardwood. This is pine, so it's not that big deal. But if I was carving oak or cherry or alder, or some other kinds of hardwood, then going deeper than 1/8 of an inch is really a risk with the carving liner.
How high does the flute go?
Oh, the flute goes a long ways. So if you wanted to make it in several passes, you could. But
The tip's so fine.
the tip is fine, and then you're cutting wider because everything's a V. Even though it's narrow, the deeper you go, the wider your cut is. So you might as well switch over to the profile, which has got two flutes, and you can go as deep as you want with the profile
Which one
bit.
is the profile?
Is this a profile bit? Yep, that's a profile bit right
Do
there.
you try to leave a little bit of color every time?
I do.
There's a carving liner.
Because
You can see, and on these, you can see I leave just a little bit of black on there. I know that once that's sanded off, it won't make any difference at all. Nobody will know
But
what.
that's your eye to keep them going in too far.
Exactly. I'd rather be on the outside than right on the line, and then
When
all
you
of a
cut
sudden.
inset, you leave a little black around the.
That's exactly right, because you never know. There's a couple reasons why. Number one, most of this stuff, I can't see nothing. Still. Most of the stuff that I cut is pretty soft like this. Pine, cedar, redwood, most stuff is soft. So I don't have to really worry about that, but you never know when you'll be cutting along and then all of a sudden over here, someplace you're not even looking, a little chip will get stuck in the deal, and then you're trying to pull a straight line, and then all of a sudden it hits that chip that's stuck in a groove, and it throws you off. And if you're right on the line and you're not paying attention, then it's too late. You're done. So, yeah, firewood. More stuff for the fireplace.
You showed a way to fix that.
Yeah. There's ways to get around it, but yeah, I always would rather leave myself a little bit of room for error. Then I can always go back and just take it off, just kiss that line and take it off a little bit more.
It's easier to control when you're kissing line too.
Yep, absolutely, because you're taking less wood.
Right.
Yep. And you've already got it. And so the most important time when you're cutting your first thing in a new material is that first 30 seconds is what's your feel of the wood? Can you feel, is there a grain? Is it going to be chippy? Is it going to pull hard? Is it going to pull easy? Getting that feel of what that board's going to be like your first 30 seconds in. So not that other stuff can't happen, but that's kind of by the time I'm into it for 30 seconds, I pretty much know what the board is going to cut like. All right, I'm done with this one. So now,
You want me to move it, George?
what?
You want to move it over here?
What, the router? Yeah, that'd be fine. If you guys want to, I don't know if anybody wants to look at that, pass it around or whatever. And if you guys questions, whatever, throw them out there.
You just put a stencil on there and spray that? for the
Yeah,
pattern
you know
and-
what? I didn't. That's one thing I didn't bring. But yeah, we have a laser cut piece of birch, basically a different version of this that has all the holes in
Right,
it
I
that
see you
literally.
screwed it down.
Well, no, actually, so here's the deal with that. This side, see, it doesn't have those.
Okay.
When we cut this pattern, or when we cut this shape, we have a half-inch MDF pattern that we put on the board, and
Okay.
we always cut it from the back, and that's what holds our pattern to the wood. So this would be the back of the sign. Generally, we don't make these two-sided. This
right.
would be the back of the sign.
Okay.
Then when you turn it over, there's no holes in the front.
Okay.
So all of our stuff, when we're cutting shapes, is always cut from the back.
Okay.
And if you guys have seen the video where Dad was showing our Onsrid inverted router, we have an Onsrid inverted router that is it's kind of a reverse of a pin router. The router is down below the table, and there's a pneumatic pin up above. That's how we cut most of our shapes. We also show how to do it by hand with a router, but we cut most of our shapes on that, and everything is cut from reverse from the back side.
Okay.
But yeah, you lay the piece of birch down on there, spray it, and then when you come back, and then we have different things that go in here: live to ride, ride to live, born to ride,
Ride with Jesus.
ride with Jesus. We have a whole bunch of different ones. You can see that this was all one rail. All one piece layout, and I've cut the pieces away, but this is one whole solid piece that lays in there. It makes it easy for the layout on that particular thing.
Okay.
I didn't bring that either.
You usually cut the black out on the.
On this, no, on this, see, I'll cut these outset.
Okay.
You can do it both ways.
Right.
If I wanted, I could cut these letters inset and leave this.
But typically you cut those.
Typically, yeah,
And you
these are
remove all
outset
this
pieces.
stuff out of your-
And then all of that is going to be removed, and that's what I'll kind of go into, and with my profile bit, I'll go into, I'll do this last letter. I think this profile
You use a
bit
big
will-
router to cut those shapes, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. Either we use the Onzarid, that inverter router, or we use my 618. I've got a DeWalt 618 for that. I don't. You can do it with these smaller routers, but I really don't like to. I like to. I don't like to overwork these things.
Did you bring one of the router bit depth gauges?
Probably not. I don't know. If I did, it's in there.
I got one if you need it.
Do you? Yeah. Would you? So we can show it. So we can.
Yeah.
It's been such a crazy.
It was
week
crazy
with
week.
that
I
Black
put
Friday
all this
stuff.
stuff together. Normally I prepare like
A week
3 or
in
4 days or a
advance.
week ahead of time. But it's been so nuts with that Black Friday sale that, man, I put this together like yesterday morning. Yeah,
So it's your own fault?
it's my own fault. Oh, of course it is. It always is. All right, let's see here. Look at that.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
not the one.
different.
Ooh.
I don't even know how to use that dang thing. Let's see here.
Is that one of ours?
Yes, I've got a plastic one.
That's interesting.
That works the same way as yours does.
I see. I go
He won't even
pretty
read.
much by
Sight.
by
No,
sight.
you don't have
yeah.
one of ours, babe.
I knew I was about 1/4 of an inch around there. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's see. I gotta back that off a little bit for that letter there. So you can see that cuts wider, but it still works just fine. So I really didn't have to use the carving liner to do these 2 letters. I did, but I didn't.
When you're
really
on
have
a
to.
long run,
Mhm.
like you're pulling, and you have to readjust to keep going,
Yeah.
do you push your router back at all, or to the side, or what do you do?
Well, I'll do this long run and we'll see. So if I can, I like to be able to turn it this way so that I'm pulling, you guys know. But what I normally will do is like if I'm here and I come down and I've got to adjust, I will kind of, if I've got the opportunity, I'll kind of pull away and I'll pull it out to the side a little bit or pull it straight up. That's what I'll do. I won't stop. You don't want to stop the router in position at any point because it doesn't matter. You're going to have a little bit of a bobble there. So
you
keep
pull
it
out
moving
and
as
then readjust.
yeah, and then I'll go back past where I stopped. I'll adjust it. I'll go back past where I stopped, and then
Come
I'll
in
blend
together.
it in. Blend
Must
it
have been
in
my
that way.
mistake then.
Yep. Hey folks, well that is the end of this video. We had a lot more footage. Actually, some of it we lost, but I didn't want to put a whole lot of footage in there. I wanted you guys just to get an idea of what these little demos, interactive classes are like. So again, I left some stuff in there to give you guys a feel of what these, the way I like these things to run. I really like them very informal and kind of interactive, and I let it go kind of wherever the members want it to go, and try and answer the questions, and just have a good time, and make it very unstructured and informal. So I kind of left enough in there that you guys hopefully can get a flavor of what that's like. And then again, we lost some footage. I don't know what happened to it, but some of the footage we lost. So again, I'm hoping that this is useful for you guys. But if you guys, again, are in a situation where you have a club or a woodworking group or something, and you're within a distance that Vicki and I can travel to, we'd love to come and spend some time with you and answer some questions and have some fun. So anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please email me directly, eric@makeawwoodsign.com. We'd love it for you. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love for you to subscribe and click that little bell icon so you get notified, because we do videos like just about every day. So thanks again, guys, and we will see you guys on the next one. Love you lots. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.